here this week. So I think he's out for a second medal. But of course, you can never underestimate any of the archers from France.
Of course. Pipa aqui comentando que teremos já nesta primeira partida David Drahoninski, que ontem à tarde conseguiu sua medalha de prata nesses jogos e que já contra a equipe da França nunca se deve subestimar esses franceses atirando. Então vamos ter já uma bela competição entre França e a República Tcheca.
And the W1 category is the category for the people who have the most severe impairments within archery. So these are all the archers here have got bigger struggles in daily life than all of the recurve archers and the open compound archers that we saw. And there are many different challenges as we'll see this afternoon because of the level of impairment that people have, which I think makes all the more exciting when you watch them shoot.
Even once the recurve bows are allowed in this category, we haven't seen any recurve here.
No, it's very rare that somebody would shoot a recurve bow in this category. But there are some people whose balance is very, very bad, and a compound bow weighs more. So if you had somebody whose balance was so bad that they decided they wanted a very lightweight bow, then they might choose to shoot a recurve. Because they shoot at 50 meters rather than 70, there isn't so much difference between the recurve and the compound. So it's within the rules that they can do it, but most of them choose not to, and they'll just buy the lightest compound bow they can.
Ok. Estava dizendo aqui para a Pipa que mesmo sendo permitidos tanto o arco recurvo quanto o composto nessa categoria, nós não vimos nenhum arqueiro utilizando o arco recurvo aqui, né? E Pipa explicando que por terem deficiências físicas às vezes muito severas, alguns deles acabam escolhendo arcos de peso menor, que no caso do arco composto, por ser um pouco mais pesado, né, ele também pode não se adequar muito bem. Mas aqui nessas competições, todos eles optaram pelos arcos compostos, mas o arco composto ele oferece um pouco mais de velocidade à flecha, mesmo você usando menores potências. E vamos começar a competição. No alvo de número 1, nós temos a equipe da França com Olivier Hatem, Elisabeth Barlion. E iniciando no alvo número 2, quem começa disparando é Charka Musilova, da República Tcheca. E os tiros são alternados entre os arqueiros em cada equipe. Uma vez que a arqueira da República Tcheca dispara sua flecha, ela levanta o braço, dando sua vez ao seu companheiro, que agora quem vai disparar, David Drahoninski, já medalhista nesses jogos.
It's a good start from David. You may notice that David has some straps on his body, and some of the other archers don't. So that's something that he's allowed from for his condition, for his classification, to make sure he's safe in his wheelchair. But if he was able to sit without falling in his wheelchair, he would not be allowed to have them. So the type of equipment they have varies according to the level of the impairment.
Ok. Pipa explicando que o David Drahoninski, por exemplo, está amarrado à sua cadeira de rodas, utilizando ali cintas ao redor do seu tronco. Já com 2 flechas disparadas também a equipe da França, 14 pontos, 2 pontos atrás da República Tcheca. E agora de volta aos arqueiros da República Tcheca. Charka Musilova é que vai disparar a terceira flecha desta série. Lembrando que os disparos são feitos 4 flechas por equipe e serão 4 séries. Então o arqueiro que obtiver maior pontuação ao final de 16 flechas, a equipe que obtiver mais pontos ao final de 16 flechas é a vencedora. Dez pontos do medalhista de prata, David Drahoninski.
David's had a good start with a 9 and a 10. Yeah. I think probably Czech Republic on paper would look like the stronger team, but you never can tell. It's the beauty of archery.
I don't know if the the data I have here is correct, but archer Charka Musilova, who here we have her data is 25 years old.
I'm not certain, and she's a fairly new archer on the scene, and and she's not somebody that I know personally. I know an awful lot of the archers around, but she is fairly new. I think it's quite interesting. Both couples here. We have one left-handed archer and one right-handed archer, and for the one team they've chosen to sit facing each other, and the other team are facing back to back.
Yeah, that's interesting. And we must describe this for the people who are listening to us, because maybe we have some visual impairments in the audiences. So we must be the most descriptive here.
Yes.
Então, estamos vendo no alvo de número 1, os arqueiros da equipe da França estão sentados frente a frente. A arqueira Elisabeth Barlion do lado esquerdo do campo, a arqueira destra sentada de frente para o seu colega Olivier Ratema, que é um arqueiro canhoto. Já na equipe da República Tcheca, no alvo de número 2, os dois arqueiros estão de costas. A arqueira Charka Musilova é canhota, enquanto que o seu colega David Drahoninski é destro, e eles estão então um de costas para o outro.
Only one point in it at the end of the first end, yes.
Yes. Um ponto apenas de diferença. A República Tcheca vencendo por 30-29, agora já com uma flecha no alvo da França de 7 pontos. E agora mais 7 pontos, 14 pontos para a equipe da França. Olivier Ratema almost released.
Yes, almost. We call this twitching.
Twitching.
And this happens when your brain is ready to shoot, but your hand isn't.
4 pontos na primeira flecha de Charka Musilova. E agora David Drahoninski marcando 8 pontos. And the wind is strong.
The wind is strong this afternoon, which won't help these archers. And they're limited in poundage as well. They're not allowed to shoot as higher poundage as the open compounds. And the reason for that is because physically some of the group will not be able to. So in order to make it fair, the poundage is limited to a maximum of 45 pounds, which is still quite a lot, I think.
Yes, I believe so. Not for the recurve, who choose to shoot a recurve ball.
But with a compound, it's a little different. But yes, so for most archers, they will try and get to around 40. But for the open compounds, that's a very small poundage.
Sim, aqui nessa categoria W1, os arqueiros atiram com uma potência relativamente menor do que é permitido no composto aberto, que é limitado ao máximo de 60 libras. Na categoria W1, ela é limitada no máximo 45 libras, uma vez que os arqueiros que disparam nessa categoria muitas vezes têm imparidades físicas maiores, então para tornar um pouco mais equilibrado, eles ficam limitados a uma potência menor.
I think with a 6-point lead, I think France will find it difficult to get back into this match, even at this stage. But again, you know, with the remaining arrows to shoot, another 2 ends to shoot, then it's never over.
Elisabeth Barlian shot one point arrow.
Yes.
That makes a big difference.
Yes. And she will learn a huge amount from this tournament. It's her first, I think, major tournament, certainly first Paralympic Games, I'm sure. And I think she's going to learn a great deal from performing in front of this crowd today. We've got a lovely crowd of people here as well, haven't we?
And the teams have already matched before.
No.
Have the team was maybe shot against each other.
What a time to have a first match in Paralympic Games.
Not in Paralympic Games, probably. I don't know here that. I just know here that the team of Czech Republic have beaten France, but in an international, in another international competition. I mean,
Oh, that's a shame. That is a shame, and it's really difficult out there. You know, you feel so nervous. In a team round, sometimes you get more nervous because you don't want to let your teammate down, and it affects different people in different ways. Some people will then they will only shoot tens because they're determined not to let their partner down. Others are worried that they might, and so they don't shoot well. And that all depends on the kind of person you are and how much training you've done mentally as well, and how much experience you have.
And Elisabeth Barlion is now changing her bow for the spare one.
Maybe she has a problem.
Yes.
Well,
Arqueira da França que marcou uma flecha de ponto ali e depois M. Ela acaba de trocar o seu arco pelo arco de reserva. Ela provavelmente sentiu alguma dificuldade com o arco agora.
David's been very consistent. Well, let's hope her spare bow works better for her.
Nice shot.
Yeah.
6 points.
That's definite improvement for her. And you can see with archers such as Elizabeth that it's a real struggle to hold that bow up there at full draw for any length of time at all. She finds it a real challenge. So to perform as well as she has and get to this stage in the first place is quite something. But yeah, I think she's going to improve in the future, and we'll see more of her.
Uma arqueira bastante nova no esporte, Elisabeth Barlion. Mas vendo assim, Pipa comenta que vê grande futuro nessa arqueira, ela que ainda está iniciando, né? Algumas coisas já positivas no fato de estar competindo. A gente pode perceber, por exemplo, o David Drahonisky que dispara com o braço esquerdo, o braço que sustenta o arco bastante estendido e esticado, coisa que favorece mais ao tiro. Mas temos sempre que lembrar que esses arqueiros, devido às suas lesões físicas, eles muitas vezes não conseguem atirar com a melhor postura possível.
Czech Republic now got 11-point lead. I think this mountain's a little big to climb. But we all learn from these experiences and we move on. Tokyo, 4 years' time, she's going to be that much more experienced, and who knows, we may see the French team on the podium there.
Lembrando que as equipes têm 80 segundos para realizar 4 disparos. O tempo é interrompido após disparadas as 2 primeiras flechas, trocando de equipe. E se por acaso a equipe disparar a flecha depois do tempo de 80 segundos, a equipe é penalizada com a flecha de maior pontuação no alvo, sendo anulada.
I thought that looked like it was a better shot, so I think maybe she needs to adjust her sight.
And these archers have the limitation equipment. They cannot use magnifying lenses on the scopes.
No.
And no peep sights.
And no peep sight. And that's because if somebody decided to shoot a recurve bow, they couldn't have a peep sight or a magnifying scope. And so in order to make it fair, that's the system. So they have a unique class. They also shoot at a full size 10 zone scoring target face, which the compounds don't. The compounds shoot on it only goes out to the 6. So this means that, for example, we've seen an archer here get a 4 and somebody get a 1, and so these would be recorded as misses.
Yes.
And you can see from these archers how difficult it is for them to aim, particularly if it's windy. So it's much better that they can score a 4 than score nothing at all.
Os arqueiros que têm seus equipamentos, arco composto, um pouco diferente.
Oh, great shot.
Sim. Muito bom tiro agora da Elizabeth Barlion. Na categoria W1, o arco composto é permitido, mas 2 acessórios não são. Por exemplo, o uso de lentes de aumento nas suas miras e nem o uso do pip sight, que seria a parte traseira da mira, onde fica preso a corda do arco, por onde o arqueiro olha através e faz o alinhamento da parte traseira com a parte frontal da mira. Isso porque também no arco recurvo não é permitido. Então, para que seja feito, mesmo utilizando os recursos mecânicos do arco composto, que ele tenha uma similaridade com o arco recurvo. Last arrow for the Czech Republic now. Mr. David Rahoniski.
We'll use all his experience. Of course, we had a lovely story with David yesterday, didn't we? Where he not only got a silver medal, but he got himself a fiancée as well by proposing on the archery field.
Victory for Czech Republic.
When we look at the W1s, we can see that they're a unique class in that their equipment is slightly different. Obviously, you can't always tell when you look at somebody what their impairment level is, but then you can tell from the target face because they have the full-size target face. So they are a distinct group from the other groups. So we have the recurve archers who shoot at 70 meters on a full-size face. We have the compound open who shoot at 50 meters on a six-zone scoring face. And then we have the W1s who shoot at 50 meters on a full-size 80 centimeter face.
Yes.
So it's easy to tell them apart just from the size of the target face.
O que temos aqui é uma aproximação do que seria as competições de arco recurvo, que uma vez atiram a 70 metros em alvos de 122 centímetros. Os arqueiros da categoria W1, uma vez que precisam de arcos ligeiramente mais fracos, eles também atiram em um alvo mais próximo, no caso 50 metros, com um alvo de tamanho integral de 80 centímetros.